a good one today.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243. You know.
Good afternoon and welcome to November 1st. 60 days and we're out of here in 2022. If you're still here, hey, you winning. Y'all agree?
Yeah. Especially with today.
If it's defined between life and death, you winning. Yeah. So we're here to talk about real estate investing. Oh, and today's title else, let me pull it up here. Do you need a real estate license to wholesale LAND? Land. All right. If you want to get pushed to the front of the line, do I need to bring the cards back, or you all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Oh, I look so close.
I know
Hey,
Is that closer?
Yeah. Do I need to bring the cards back, or when I make references on how you all can access things, information? Huh?
When you leave that away with the card?
I ain't used them yesterday. I didn't use them yesterday.
I didn't think that meant you was done with it.
No, I ain't done with them. I just, yeah. I'm just asking, is it needed or whatever? I really was doing it for TikTok and Instagram. Huh? Okay.
They do.
What
do you text?
Oh, no.
What do you need the
I should have
card?
never said that.
Is it the same number for all of them?
I'm just saying when they do ask. It's only when you show it is when they ask.
Really?
Yes.
They be like, what was that card?
Go back to the one before.
Huh?
They be like, go back to the one before.
Right. Show it again.
No, that's funny.
Okay.
Okay, so well, they say the cards are needed, so here's one. Subscribe. You know what? I ain't have time. I ran out of time. I was going to do a little video to show how to tap the little bell and select all when you subscribe, so you are alerted whenever we go live and we upload new videos. Subscribe, like, share, and follow. Again, text the word Gator if you want to join the live stream, get pushed to the front of the line. Text the word Gator to 205-964-5243. Text the word Gator. And did I give you the times? We're on Monday through Wednesday around 4 p.m. It says 3:45, but really about around 4 p.m. Eastern. Check local listings. And on Thursdays around 8-ish Eastern. Check local listings according to you. I released a video on Sunday. I think you want to check out. Plus, this is a playlist of videos. If you text the letters VIP, all one word, to this number, it's going to give you the foundation, a collection of videos that builds a real good foundation on you understanding what to actually do. But that video that I uploaded Sunday was in relations to land and how to find infill lots, vacant lots, or what I went into detail on that process. So I think you'll find that useful. Okay, now if you want to get a VA, text the word scale for your cold calling. Text the word scale to the number 205-964-5243. And we got a video coming out though, but text messaging, best way to find leads, period. In my opinion, figures and experience. Currently, you need to build list, whether you're going to cold call, text message, or direct mail. Here's a video to assist you with that. So you need one of the right tools that we use on a daily basis, and you want training, free training that comes along with that tool. If you follow the instructions on this particular video, right, make your life a lot easier in actually doing this. So text the word tool to the number. We got no questions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There we go.
All right, the first question on Instagram, this person said, what does equity have to do with wholesale? That has always confused me.
What does equity have to do with wholesaling?
Yeah.
Everything. Like literally. Okay, so let's define what equity is, first of all. All right. Let me try to, well, let's do this first. I always like to go with the educational, Webster, whoever, equity, real estate, definition. All right. Okay, so according to the first thing I see on Google, without me actually reading it first, but what exactly is equity? Question mark. In the simplest terms, your home's equity is the difference between how much your home is worth and how much you owe on your mortgage. That's your equity. Now, it could be other stuff attached to it, like liens, tax liens, and stuff like that, but just for a simple definition. So with that being said, a simple example, if a house is worth $300,000, but they owe the mortgage company $280,000, then the equity is $20,000. What they owe and what it's worth. Now flip that. Same house, is worth $300,000, but they owe $90,000. So now the equity is $210,000. Okay, so what's the difference in those two? Okay, the first example, they owe $280,000, worth $300,000. There's only $20,000 worth of equity there. For you as a wholesalers, those numbers won't work as a cash wholesale deal because your investors are not going to be interested in spending that much money because they won't make any money off of it. But flip that on the other example where they owe $90,000, $300,000 value. So there's a $210,000 in equity. Then you have something to play with, to negotiate. Now, that doesn't mean the seller's going to give up all of that equity, but they might, depending on the situation or whatever. So now you have a lot of room there for everybody to possibly make money. So that's why equity is important. Equity is your profit potential. That's how the money is going to be made. It has to be equity there in order for you to capture some of that. So your cash buyer / end buyer, they call it, capture some of that also to make a profit. Equity is everything.
All right. One more question on Instagram. This person said,
it needs to be switched off that motion option up there, but that's fine. It'll work. Will work right now.
Okay. All right. One more question on Instagram. This person said, how did you avoid sellers on do not call lists when you first start wholesaling?
Didn't exist. But since it does exist now, they're asking, when I started, how did I avoid do not call list? And back then it didn't exist. Now it does. You're supposed to follow the law. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, let's start at the top here on YouTube. This one came from Victoria, and shout out to her because she posted this before we even started. She said, my name is Victoria, and I wanted to know, once the property is on a contract, what's the process after that? Do you take it to a title company after it's on contract? She also said, do I have to research if the property has liens or anything else on it?
Okay, so do you Okay, read that first part again. I'm sorry.
So basically, what do you do after you get the property under contract? What's the process after that?
Okay, so what do you do once you get a property under contract? All right. So the first thing is that's the contract that you have with the seller. Now it's time to find a buyer. Now, if you already have a buyer's list, you're going to tap into that list to see that if they're interested in what you have. But if you don't have a buyer, and in most cases, whether you have one or not, you want to start still market your deal to help continue to build your buyer's list. Then what you would do is you would um as I said, market the deal. If assuming you don't have a buyer's list, and the way that question was posed is like they don't. All right. One of the first things you're gonna do, post it on Facebook Marketplace. That's free. Craigslist, free in some cases. All right. You're going to go to all the real estate investment and wholesale groups local to that market. Join those groups, and you're going to hopefully it's a group where they allow you to post your deals, right? And you post your deal there. You're going to use Google, do a search, sell my house fast, or whatever the name of the city is. Those first 2 or 3 pages of results are going to be real players in that market, right? Another thing you're going to do is text the word buyers to the number 205-964-5243. Don't see it. And that video is going to explain how you can leverage real estate agents to help you find buyers. You can put signs out in the area, just handwritten signs. You can flip over a banner sign, house for sale, whatever the price is, cash, call or text, your phone number. You don't want to put them on the house. You want to just put them in that general area. So when they reach out to you, you can give them information on the property. And I guess the other option is still open right now. You can partner with us. Text 5. Why are you looking like that? Text 5050 to the number 205-964-5243 and follow the instructions in that video.
Okay.
Bring the cards back.
She had also asked, do you have to research the property yourself to see if it has liens or anything else on it?
Okay. So do you have to research your property yourself to see if it has liens or any unpaid whatever issues on the property, mortgages or whatever? People try, you could do it, but if you're going to do this the right way or whatever, you need to that's where a title company is going to get involved. Now we're talking about wholesaling here now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So because people will do that on their own based on other parameters or other methods of real estate investing. So, but for wholesaling, it'll just be part of the process. Ideally, when you get a buyer in place and let the title company do what they do or whatever. And plus, they're going to provide title insurance based on their efforts and not yours. So.
All right. And we have someone in the Gator room, Miss Michelle. So I'm about to add her. All right.
Hi. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you fine. Where are you live streaming from, Michelle?
I am in Baltimore, Maryland.
Be more. I haven't been to Baltimore before.
Have you? Okay.
Oh yeah. Actually, right around. Yes, I've been in Baltimore. Over, seen plenty of row houses. Actually, went into one that they were renovating.
Okay. Yeah, it's Baltimore is really saturated with a lot of we buy houses sign and stuff like that. And mine's are up to. But I had just a couple of questions. One would be I have a lady that I'm working with now. She is currently reviewing a contract that I sent her. I sent her your contract, which she actually complimented me on. She said it's really nice and neat. So I just wanted to let you know that your contract is
working. I'm talking this.
I know. I want her to sign it. She's waiting for her husband so they can go over and look at it together. But she stumped me with a few questions that she asked me. She asked me for a deposit. For, because obviously I'm the one that's buying the house, but she's like, well, I'm looking for a deposit. What do we say in terms of that? Because I just came up with off the top of my head and told her I couldn't do that.
Well, no. You're supposed to offer. You, you have another device you're listening to. Didn't that echo? Y'all heard it?
Yeah.
Okay, it went away. All right. So, but yeah. So, what you sent over, a blank contract or was filled out?
No, I filled it out and everything, and I signed it. So
So
now I'm
you
waiting
so
for
you
her to sign it.
so you put in zero as far as earnest money deposit.
No, I put $100 on it.
But that's it. That's the deposit.
Oh, okay. Cause and then I thought about that, but she was looking for like $2,000 or something like that.
And no, no, no. So
Okay.
you can
Okay. Because I told her, I said, well, I just came up with something off the top of my head. And I told her, I said, well, we don't normally do that. And I said, we don't like to haggle over things like that. So, I don't know, whatever I said, she went with it. And that was just that.
I got you. Yeah, that's good. And just say, hey,
Okay.
so we put a lot of properties in the contract, because
Yeah.
we're talking a lot
Okay.
of properties. So imagine we had 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. That's a lot of bread out there, not
Right.
making, not generating any income or
Right.
whatever. So most people understand that or whatever. So, um,
Right.
but yeah,
All
um,
right. And another thing is I'm having a hard time with finding a buyer.
okay.
I have a couple properties that I'm looking at, and my roadblock is at a buyer. So I have people that are willing to sell, but I get scared in that part because if I don't have a buyer, I don't know what to do with my next. I don't know how I would end the contract if I can't find a buyer.
Okay, so how many days did you put on there as far as your closing time frame, and then how many due diligence days did you use?
I put 30 days.
Okay,
30
and,
days.
and how many days of due diligence?
21, I believe.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 21. I put
All right,
21 on there.
so now the only thing is that the clock is ticking because she's waiting on her husband to review it. So that goes into your days. So whenever she calls you back and say, hey, we're ready to sign, and say, okay, great. But we need to redo the dates on this,
Mhm.
because you've exalted several of my days by doing whatever you all need to do to review it. And so
Okay.
I'm just telling you to resend it. Everything will be the same, which they'll be able to check, obviously, and then you send it back over or whatever, with a brand new date. So, but as far as let's go through the numbers on it first before we get into
Okay.
buyers. So what did you determine as the ARV on it?
To be honest with you, I asked her what would the lowest rate that she would take. The house is in really, really good condition. I mean, the only thing that we don't know is the age of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, everything else is, I mean, it's move-in ready. That's how good the condition is.
Okay.
So I asked her what's the least that she would take. She said 295. So I offered her 290 and she said that she would take it. The original asking price that she asked for was 315.
So so
So
so
when
but what are houses selling for in the area? No, that's what I
in
mean.
that
What area?
area,
Is it a row house or is what?
those are row houses. You want to take a look at it? You have time to take a look at it?
Yeah, most definitely. Um, what are we doing here? Hold on, let me pull up what's the name first. All right.
I
All
have
right.
the address. You can let me know if you want it.
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right, it's 1606 Cottage Lane, and it's Cottage Lane. It's in Towson, Maryland.
Towson. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, we got it pulled up here. So it says townhouse. So what I'll do is, because I want to try to compare likes to likes, I'm just going to copy this right here. Go to my details on the compare. Well, let's do this. So they paid 224 back in 29. I'm sorry, 2016. She has 4 other properties. And okay, that's the last transaction. So what I'll do, I want to go look at the MLS data. A lot of property sold, so that's a good thing. So I want to compare likes to likes. So townhouse residential. Okay, so now what I'll do is, for those that have never seen this done before, I'm going to determine a ARV for Michelle. All right, so ideally, now this is a townhouse, so all of these are in the same building. Now, ideally, you don't want to cross over the thicker white lines, thicker yellow lines. Where thicker yellow line at? Up here, freeway. But you see the thicker white lines. So now dealing with townhouses and row houses is not really tricky, but you really sort of do it block by block. Now, this particular property, it sits alone with another property that appears to be like a dead end or something. And so there's no sales in this general area right here. All right. So the only sales are over here. So we're going to be okay with that, using that, I guess. And so what I'll do is I'll minimize this back down, and we'll only capture these here that are close to it. All right, so when we do our research, there are three things we like to look at off the top. We like to look at the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the property itself. The year built, ideally, and sometimes it's not an option, but ideally you want to look at properties that were built within 5 years of your property, plus or minus. So whenever this stops spinning, it'll make a lot more sense. Stop buffering. Okay, boom. All right, so 1954 is the year built. So everything here is in play. Nothing is older than 1953. All right, the lot square footage should be similar, 3,500 for the target property. Everything else is under that amount, which is cool. That's okay. And then the square footage of the property is 1,470. Some of them are smaller, a couple of them are bigger, but that's fine. They're all within a range of 200 square feet, which is ideal, plus or minus. And when you get into larger properties, it's probably better to do percentages, like 15% plus or minus of the square footage, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, because interest rates have risen over the last year tremendously, basically doubled, then I'm going to look at the most recent transactions and go backwards. We want to see what's more current than farther away if it's an option. Sometimes it's not an option. Okay, so we have one that was sold in October last month as of today. It was a 1953 build. The lot is a little smaller, 2592, and the house is a little smaller, and it sold for $234,000. So it sold at $183,000 per square foot. Now, why is that relevant? When I said price per square foot, I'm sorry, PPSF, because our property is 1,440 square feet, and the property that we're targeting is 1,280 feet. So that's like 160 square feet difference. So to make up that difference, what you'll do is just use the price per square foot that the house sold that we're using as a comp to make up the difference of the square footage based on its price per square foot. And how they arrive at that number is you take the price of the property, what it's sold for, and you divide the square footage into that number, and that gives you price per square foot or feet. All right, so that number, as I said, 183. So what we'll do is we'll multiply that times our property, which is 1,440. And that gives you an ARV of around $263,000. And she wants how much for it?
290.
There it is. La La Land. You're glad.
So I overshot it.
Yeah, you're glad she didn't sign that.
Okay.
Yeah, you would. We're at 263, and if I just do 70%, assume they need no repairs or anything, you would have to be at 184 just starting.
Right.
In reality, you're going to probably have to be closer to maybe 130 or 140 to make some money on it. So you're so far apart from it being a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even waste her time. Whenever you reach back out to her, just let her know that you talk to your partner. You can reference me if you want to as your partner, and the numbers are not going to work or whatever. Now she say, well, what will you pay? Then you say, hey, well, I'll probably start off like this. I'm a little embarrassed on the number I need to really give you, but
Mm-hmm.
that you're asking, in order for it to make sense for us, we would probably need to be around 140.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that. I'm
All right.
writing down. I was writing down what you were saying.
No problem. No
I
problem.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you go back to about 20 minutes in, you can probably 20 minutes into the YouTube replay version. That's with TikTok and Instagram. Actually, probably go back to the 15-minute mark of this video. You can see, our Michelle and our conversation. So,
Okay. Thank you, Flip. Thank you.
no
I
problem at all.
appreciate it.
No problem at all. Please join us again.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. All right. This is a question on TikTok. I live in Maryland. I'm interested in what you do. How can I assist each other in making a move?
Okay. Welcome, Maryland. I guess that's where Michelle's from. Just a moment ago. Well, I ain't gonna say that. So text the letters VIP to the number, and that'll get you going. But yeah, you're in Maryland. I'm not sure what part, but you're good to go.
All right. Let's see. This one says,
Oh, boy, excuse me.
on two different tablets, the live video stream is not. Oh, okay. So that was before we got started. This one says, how is everyone? What information do I need to gather and send to you about commercial property deals if I want to partner up with you, but know nothing about commercial deals?
Well, commercial is vast, so we're only looking for like a couple of type right now. Is self storage and the big box properties right now. Oh, and always multifamily, always apartments. So.
All right. And then someone said that the cards are cool. Showing the description on the screen is good too. And you sound clear. All right.
Thanks for joining us.
um, okay. This one came from Barmore. Okay. They said, how confident were you all before you started? I educated myself pretty well and I watched all the live streams for more knowledge. But what was y'all's confidence level looking like?
Well, for me, I'm a risk taker. So once I get a general understanding of something, or pretty good understanding of something, and it fits into my resources, my time, and what I think I'm strong at, then I'm just going to take action on it. With understanding there's a strong possibility that I may fail in doing so. A lot of people don't ever start to do any of this stuff, whether it's this or whatever type of business, because of the fear of failure or whatever. But that's just part of it. So and it can always exist. You have companies. We'll just use. We talk about the types of commercial real estate we're looking for. Just look at all the former Kmart's out there, right? A company that's made billions don't exist no more. So the possibility to make a mistake, to fail is there. But guess what? If you don't, if you try, you may fail. But guess what? If you don't try, you can't succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with that one. So
That's a bar.
sense.
You gonna put that one in the book?
T-shirt.
Okay. T-shirts coming out soon. All right. I see you in the gator room. I'm gonna read just a few more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add you. This one says, I'm still trying to get my first deal in the Bay Area. Oh, okay. He says, I'm still going in my car, trying hard to get my first deal. I remember you. I hope you're doing okay.
Okay, let's see.
Um, this one says, "How do you get listings of tax lien properties?"
She said, "How do you do what now?"
Get listings of tax lien properties.
Oh, aha,
Oh, you sound like
aha.
Braxton Hardenberg.
Um, yeah. What do I have set up for that? Um, what code do I have set up for that? I'm gonna tell you here in just so let's go to another. I'm gonna tell them what that is. Okay.
Okay. Okay, and I'm about to add Aaron to the stream. Hold on, let's take this off. And then I see Master Jar or JR. He wants you to come something, either drop the information below or join us on live. So we can't just comp it. We have to have something. All right. Hi.
What's up?
Yo, what's happening, man?
All right, all right. Flip man, can you check out a property for me, man?
Yes, sir. I can. Let me see here. Um, okay, what's the address?
It's 1008 Dyson Drive, Sherwood,
Tyson.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Dyson, YSON.
All right. See what we got here. Sure. Well, that's a long time ago, back in 2012. Okay. So had a VA loan on it for 161,000 back then. All right, so let's get into it. All right. So I like to look at the map version. Um hmm,
It was a
uh, yeah, let's look at just number one off the top. Okay, so it looks like all of these houses are in the same price range. Now, and that's one thing. Let's I've been meaning to explain this. Okay, so all of these on this side of the street, which is good. There are really no comps on this other side. It must be more than a half a mile to that distance. But once, as you can see, like just right by the red dot, which is the target property, you really don't see any comps beside this number one. But then you have these south of it and north of it, right? Okay, but if I just go over here to the comps here, I can see that if I go from low to high, I can see 185 to 315. So most of these are from 230 to 294. So, so we're going to be in that ballpark here. So now what I'm going to do is, and it's just to simplify it a little bit in a situation like this where you see the range is close as far as the property values. All right. Our property is built in 1973. The lot square footage is comparable to the rest of it in the size of the house also. So we saw a property that sold in uh, October for 274. It's a little smaller, but a little newer, which is cool. And the lots are exactly the same. So that 274 is a good number for this particular property as the ARV on it. What's the situation on it? Have you spoken to the owners or what's the situation?
Yeah, I spoke. Well, it was actually a pocket listing from this agent that she keep like giving me all these properties for sale, like far as the duplexes and stuff like that. But she ran across this property, and she said that if I could be able to buy and hold, it would be good. I was like, shoot, I'm broke. I'm trying to wholesale if I can. So,
So
but
what price did she give?
180.
180.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the condition of it?
It's like I don't know, maybe 10, 15,000. It's light repairs. It need to be updated a little bit.
Okay. All right. So let's do some quick math. Let me go to the Dealulator calculator here. People need to see that. So to access that calculator, just text the letters DC for deal calculator to 205-964-5243. It is free. It is free. It is free. All right. So let's see here. So so it is livable. So what we say the square footage on it is that's a big house, a decent sized house. 2548. All right. So
it's like 2548
yeah.
square foot.
Yeah, so on the calculator has a simple. We have a repair calculator that somewhat makes it simple to come over repairs. Not set in stone, but you need something to go by that's in the ballpark. You send 3 contractors out to a property, they're gonna come back with 3 different prices. So, but we just need something in the ballpark. All right. So the way the calculator is set up, if the property is livable, you multiply the square footage times $25. If the property is not livable, you multiply it times $40 per square foot. I didn't use the square footage part of it. All right. So this property is 2548 square feet. Right. And so multiply that times $25. That gives us 63,700. So we'll round that up to 65,000. So we said this was what, 274 ARV?
Yeah.
All right. And 65 in repairs. And what I got here is a calculator. The formula is ARV times 70% minus repairs minus your fee. That gives you the offer that you should be making to the seller. Now, the calculator is set up to allow you to put in the ARV. It's already defaulted to 70%, which covers most markets. Southern California, the Bay Area, Seattle, maybe, New York City, the DC area, maybe parts of South Florida. Those are going to normally be a little higher investment percentage on the calculator, 75 to 80%, but 70% works in most cases if you're including repairs, right? Okay, so just explain that. I have videos on it. Just text the letters GD to the number 205-964-5243. If you're on TikTok or Instagram, the number's in my bio. And I have a video to explain what I'm doing in more detail. All right. So on something like this, $274,000 ARV, generally speaking, to determine how much money you want to make, and it's all negotiable. You want to be probably between 7 to maybe 20%. I'm sorry, 7 to 10%. So on 274, if I can make 20 on that, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with 10, but happy with 20. Happy with I'm going to say 20,000. So the blue number here is the offer you need to make to the seller, and the black number is what you'll put it back out there to cash buyers for investors. So around 107 or less is the offer that you should be making in that range, and back out to investors around maybe 130 or so, 126.8, but 130 or so. So what so you said what they were asking? 180?
Yeah, they was asking for 180. And I forgot to tell you, it was it's tenants already in there and they paying like $1,200.
Okay. Well, ideally, most people like to stay with that 1% rule or whatever. Not most people, enough people. That's a good way of measuring how attractive it may be to an investor as far as a rental. So a 1% rule means that 1%, 1,200 is 1% of 100. Am I right? Of is 12. 1% is 1,200 is 1% of 120,000 is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So we know we need to be in, like I said, in that range. I would say offer 100 and see what it do.
About 100,000.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem at all, man. Please join us again.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, you have some.
Pull the mic over for her.
Okay. Let's see. All right, Cat Kendo said, "Don't forget to hit the like button, everybody." And they're right. Don't forget to hit the like button. This one came from Derek Bailey. They said, "Flipman, have you ever done deals in areas where they have HOAs, or do you stay away from that?"
It just depends on what the numbers are on it. It just depends. You know what is the obligation? You know, financially and everything else that goes with it. It's not a deal breaker for sure if the numbers still work.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ladon said, "Is it possible to chat with you one on one?"
Yeah. Text the word. Now she didn't use the word privately, so text the word gate tour to the number. You can do that right now for free.
Yeah.
For
Let's
free.
see. That's all I got right now.
Not
Unless
that my phone number is out there everywhere. What's her name? What was her name?
Ladon.
Yeah, it's out there everywhere. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, she said she meant private.
okay. Again, it's out there. You know, now this is not the number I'm referring to, but on older videos it's out there. So same number. This one right here.
All right, I got two. This one says, "Mr. Flip, when contracting land, do I still need to find out if it has property taxes?" It's kind of what we answered before. And if so, how do I go about that?
Again, if you're trying to research a property as far as liens or mortgages or whatever is attached to it, you know, that's what the title company is for. You really shouldn't even worry about it at that point or whatever. You can worry about it, but it should be a concern. But, you know, you're going to let the experts do what they do.
All right. This one's came from Mrs. B Well. She
Be
said, "How
well.
can I go through a realtor that is representing the seller?"
Okay, so she's asking how can she target a property that's listed by an agent? Well, they're going to have the contact information out there. Now, you can try to go directly to the agent, hope they're receptive, and you're in a dual agency state, meaning the agent can represent the seller and the buyer. Then, boom, you're good. But sometimes they won't. For whatever reason, you know, they won't be as responsive if it's not another agent reaching out to them, whereas they should actually be elated that you're reaching out to them because that gives them an opportunity to make double the money or whatever. But what do I know?
All right. That's all I got so far.
That's all I got to say about that. So again, Yates, text 5050 for some partnerships. Follow the instructions of the video. Uh, the video that I did Sunday. Think it'll really help you with this land thing. And you just want to get the regular contract for houses. This is the one-page contract I've been giving away since 2003. I'm sorry, I've been giving away since 2008. Been personally using it since 2003 is what I'm trying to say. And again, if you want to join us on the live, text the word Gator. Yeah, then. Oh, you want to target properties listed nationwide, or just simply determine what are the hot areas in a particular market. Text MLS to the number, and that video will help you. You say go into the topic. My man asked about the the tax properties. What you can do is if you go to YouTube and do a search for Flipman and Parcel Fair, that video there will impress you, I'm sure, and give you some instructions on to get your question answered.
This person on Instagram asks, have you ever used a credit card to buy a property?
Nope. I've heard of people doing it though, but I've never done it.
All right. This person on TikTok, they just made a statement. They just said, bro, wholesaling not easy. He make it sound so sweet.
You are so correct. It is not easy. Um, it's not either. I can explain it. I make it explain it very crisply or easily because I just like spelling my name or whatever. But I'm totally going to agree with you.
All right.
But
That's all.
m- most of the time when money is made, especially if it's a starting point, most of the time you're going to make above average income. It's just not. It just doesn't work that way. It's going to be easy. That's why you know people have their different lanes. So doesn't make one person better than the other. We're just talking about money here. So
Okay.
tons of it out there.
Topic.
TOP. I see. TOP. I see. All right, so we're gonna do the topic. Do you need a real estate license to wholesale land? Do you need a real estate license? Okay, so as an investor, all right. Well, let me just explain why a license is needed as a real estate agent. Okay, so a realtor, what they're going to do normally is they're going to help someone that owns a piece of real estate to either sell a piece and or buy a piece of real estate, whether it's a house, whether it's land, whether it's a commercial piece of property, hotel, motel, just go on and on. Okay, so they don't have any skin in the game, meaning they don't have any money or they don't have their name on the line as far as a purchase or sale of a property. But what they are doing is acting as a representative for a seller or a buyer. And so because they're not what is actually called, they don't have any interest in the deal or interest in the property because they're not a principal interest. And if you're going to find a buyer for someone or find a property for someone, then that requires a license in all states, a real estate license. Okay, so well, ain't that what we're doing? Yes, we are in reality, but read the fine print because we actually enter into the actual deal with a purchase and sales agreement. Now, according to the laws of most states, you now have the right to assign your position over to someone for a fee. That's that separates you between a realtor and you because the agent is using a listing agreement, not a purchase and sales agreement, to become a part of the deal in some form or fashion of getting paid for their services. Whereas you did go out and find a property, you found a buyer for it. But in both instances, you put the property on the contract with a purchase and sales agreement that, hey, I'm going to buy it. And then this person said, hey, yeah, I know you got this property on the contract. You're going to buy it. Can I pay you this amount of money to move out of the way? Boom. Yeah, that's legal. That's why you sit down with title companies and closing attorneys and they close the deals. Now, will all of them do it? No, because a lot of them, they're ignorant to it. Not negatively, they don't know or whatever. A lot of times people, when they're supposed to be an expert in a particular industry, if they never heard of it, that means it's legal. No, it's not the case in a lot of situations. That just means you don't know how to do it or whatever. So, but that won't be their response. Oh, no, we don't know anything about that. They'll just say, no, you can't do it. They won't say, no, we don't know anything about it. They just say you can't do it. So, but that's the reason why a license, you don't need one to wholesale land, as you don't need one to wholesale houses or any other forms of real estate. Now, you do have 3 states currently that I'm aware of, the state of Illinois, IL, Oklahoma, OK, and Kansas, I think it's KS, require you to have a real estate license to wholesale. Okay, but there's ways around that legally also, but that's a topic for another day. So to answer your question, nope, 'Nope, 'Nope' in the famous words of Grady Wilson. Boom.
All right, I have one question.
One
You wanna do it?
question with an R.
This one says, when I talk to a seller about he or she's vacant land, does the person ask if I'm with a company? If so, do I need to get an LLC or an EIN in order to wholesale land?
Well, you need to do that just anyway, right? If it's in your budget. But if you don't have an LLC of any type of business established, business entity established, then your name is fine. People buy real estate from other people all the time, just in their name, all the time. So I'm just an investor, just trying to feed my family. What's the address? La 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 la.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right, so we've been rolling pretty hard here. We've tapped out in the platforms. Again, you didn't get your questions answered, post them in the comment section of any video, and I answer those on a daily basis. Pretty much caught up on those. Please, if we didn't answer, subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you are alerted whenever we do go live and when we post new content. Follow me, like us on, and share this on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We're on LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Twitch. I think that's it, guys. I appreciate everyone that has joined us. Nichelle and what my man's name was?
Aaron.
Aaron.
I don't know how to Aaron.
Aaron White Rogers. Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah. There you go.
But I'm from the South, so it just feels like Aaron.
Well,
Aaron.
like auntie. Aunt. There's no EE on it. Anyway, so we're out.
All right.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 215-964-5243. Yep.